Hey guys, welcome back to Horizon Zero Dawn, and today we are going into this vent, no matter what.
Okay.
Last time we, Silence told us it was the point of no return, so we're like, okay, we're gonna go up here to this vantage point, but then there is a Odyssey bunker or something, and it won't let us in there. So we can't do that, and then we went back to Meridian and turned in a bunch of our collectibles and boxes and shit. So now we have these blue gleam gems, which are DLC, and yeah, that's about it. Between the episode, I did get a few new mods for my weapons. I think
Nothing exciting.
Nothing exciting. Just a few more percentage.
Nobody's gonna remember all the mods you had.
Yeah, but just so you know, my weapons will be better now. But enough dilly dally. Let's go.
It says not right now.
Nice. Here we go.
I'm heading down.
I've spent a lifetime trying to uncover the secrets of this world. Where the machines came from. How the old ones achieved such marvels only to fall into silence and death. A lifetime of failure. As year by year, decade after decade, I hit walls I could not break, doors I could never breach.
Hello.
Until a Nora huntress marched out of the savage east. And voila, for her, all the deepest secrets of the earth were laid bare. I suspect you will have an easier time with this door than I did years ago.
Hold for identiscan. Genetic profile confirmed. Entry authorized. Malfunction. 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 Malfunction.
Are you kidding me?
You don't hear me laughing.
Shut up. There's gotta be another way. Hey! Elizabeth Sobek here! Requesting access!
Access request acknowledged. Root command functions available. Do you wish to proceed?
I do! Get me through this door!
Analyzing. Primary access inoperable due to mechanical failure. Emergency venting procedure likely to circumvent blockage. Do you wish to proceed?
Yes.
Emergency venting authorized.
I underestimated you. So by now,
Guess you can't have everything.
that will draw attention. We won't have this place to ourselves for long now.
We? Last I checked, I was the one risking my life down here.
Yes, fine. Now will you please get moving? There's so much to learn in less time than I'd hoped.
So it couldn't open because its vents were blocked, and so I had to push it out. That was interesting. She actually referred to herself as Elizabeth Sobek to get it to open. Oh, really, really fascinating.
Oh, fact. Explore Project Zero Dawn Facility.
Welcome to Project Zero Dawn.
Zero Dawn. We found it.
Are you really so surprised?
Facility diagnostics detect multiple failures. Attempting repair.
So, what was this room?
An entrance hall, perhaps. Have a look around.
Already saw some collectibles on your compass.
Yep. Got, oh no, some decoration. An apple of Eden up there.
I'm not sure if that's what that is.
Okay, let's see. Another incident from lounge staff to admin. This morning, unfortunate incident with Dr. Popovich is another example of reception's need for additional support. We appreciate that Zero Dawn is an immensely complicated project, but as the staff who serve on the front line, we're tired of being neglected. As we have already requested, we need human translators fluent in Polish, for example, security staff who can subdue enraged embryologists, for example, and dermal sedatives to calm persons who are screaming in Polish while hurling chairs and vases at reception staff, for example. Yes, most of the candidates are reasonably calm and well behaved, but we need help handling the exceptions to that rule. Please respond.
Okay.
Okay. So it's weird to get into this area. You have to go through this giant door. The receptionist was saying here. Waiting for that door to open. We need support too. Okay, good. This is the first one. From reception staff to admin. Reception staff continues to require additional support managing ZD candidates when they arrive at the facility. Many are frightened or confused, some are highly agitated. These are not the sort of persons who are accustomed to having information withheld from them. At minimum, we need human translators. The Langbots are not sufficient, and mild sedatives for the extreme cases. Any and all support would be welcome. Perhaps you could start by responding to one of these mails.
Okay, so just saying the same thing.
So they're bringing people in against their will, it seems like.
Yeah.
Secure containment hatch, titanium metal alloy gene locked entry via identity. Okay, well, we get to move on from reception. I guess
do
that's
it.
the Zero Dawn logo.
Maybe.
Please take a seat and wait for your name to be called. A selection of beverages and snacks are available.
A smaller room.
Okay, so waiting area for their name to be called. So, are they like bringing?
Okay. So one of the things said it was from the lounge associates, and the other one was from reception. So I bet this is the lounge.
So I wonder if they're bringing people in for like their genetics
Yeah,
or something.
probably they just have like good genetics or something.
For the project.
Please proceed into viewing room 1 for an important message regarding the purpose of your visit.
Okay, we got something here. Text. Soundproofing from lounge staff. To admin. Would it be possible to improve the soundproofing between VR1, viewing room 1, and the lounge area? Most of the candidates stay quiet during the presentation, but the ones who scream or sob can be plainly heard by candidates waiting their turn in the lounge. Just a thought.
Okay.
Okay, so what are they viewing in there?
Probably what Zero Dawn is. And saying how it's like the end of the world. The apocalypse.
No space.
It's like a interview room?
Looks like it.
Restock or else from lounge staff. For the 5th time, please restock the lounge's selection of herbal teas. If I have to listen to one more egghead throw a tantrum because we're out of the organic cucumber, mint, or blackberry sage varieties, I'm going to lose it. Please respond, and this time no tempest in a teapot or steep demand jokes, okay? Okay. Can't go there, so. Viewing room 1. Alright, so this is it.
Okay.
What was this place?
A holographic theater.
CD01 data intact. Initiating playback.
Welcome to Project Zero Dawn. I am General Harris, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff of the United States of America. I'm sure you've heard the rumors that Zero Dawn is a top-secret superweapons program, the technological miracle that will save us from the Pharaoh Plague, if Operation Enduring Victory can hold off the robots long enough. The reason I'm sure you've heard the rumors is that I'm the one who spread them, and they are all lies. Zero Dawn is not a superweapons program, and it will not save us. Nothing will save us. And here's why. By the time the glitch was noticed, it was already too late. Nothing could stop the Pharaoh Plague. Nothing can. Its robots will continue to replicate and devour the biosphere. Life on Earth will be destroyed. Our planet reduced to a barren sphere. Global extinction is inevitable. No matter how many we kill, the robots just keep exponentially making more. If we had their deactivation codes, we could shut them all down. The entire swarm. But since their cryptographic protocols use polyphasic entangled waveforms, cracking a code set would take half a century. At best, we've got 16 months. Not exactly what you'd call a survival option. The destruction of a biosphere is not the sort of apocalypse you can wait out in a fallout shelter or a space station. There will be no Earth left to reclaim. Just a lifeless, toxic rock with several million Pharaoh robots on it, hibernating. Waiting for something to eat. This is the horrible truth behind the lies of Operation Enduring Victory. My lies. Lies designed to inspire millions of innocents to sacrifice themselves in battle. Why? One reason. To buy time for you and the work you will do here. Zero Day. The day that life on Earth ceases to exist is coming fast. It cannot be stopped. The hope of Zero Dawn is that something new might come after. But I will leave it to Elizabeth Sobek to shine that thin ray of light into the darkness. Harris, out.
That doesn't make sense. Life on Earth didn't cease to exist.
He said it could not be stopped.
But it was. Somehow Elizabeth saved us. I've got to keep looking. Find out how she did it.
Yeah, that's why I said it was a cutscene, because I saw it change my outfit.
Yeah.
So it was pre-rendered. Okay, I kind of figured that.
Yeah, that's kind of what we were thinking.
Enduring Victory,
Don't
you
really
know,
know
not trying
why.
to save them, but just trying to
By time.
buy time for whatever Zero Dawn is. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Kestrels. They got in. Through the vents.
Let nothing stop you from learning the truth.
Spread out! If it moves, kill it!
What is this place? Tomb?
How'd they get in? Well, excuse me.
Maybe they're bringing all these people here to have sex with each other. Oh my god, there's so many on your compass.
That's what I was saying.
That's what you're picking out about?
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah.
Like that. Excuse me.
We're too close to let tribal primitives stop us now. The data points, what do they contain?
There's little stealth points I see. Well, my plan was to go around that way and then come up behind them.
Yeah.
But then this guy was already walking back, which wasn't in his path that it showed me he was taking. So.
You're fine. It was just a few guys.
Interview for Tom.
These are your fault.
It is accurate, yes. So these mechanical monstrosities, they don't just kill people. They feed off them? Not just people. All organic matter. Every living thing dissolved into nutrients. Millennia of evolution liquefied. The miracle of life reduced to bloody biofuel. In a word, yes. Who did this? Pharaoh? That asshole. Is he here? No, Doctor. Please. Tell him Tom Pike wants a word. Now, get off! Get off! Doctor, please! You get Ted Faro in here!
PhD in molecular and cellular biology. Yeah, so we're bringing in scientists and shit. Okay, with Travis Tate.
Want to discuss? Whew. So Mama, she was right.
Pardon?
My mother, she took her Bible real serious. Not just Texas Bible serious, Pentecostal serious. Favorite chapter? Revelations. Now, I didn't always understand her on account of all that speaking in tongues and such, but when she did use her words, there was always end times this and lake of fire that on account of sinful lifestyles. Speaking of which, mind if I smoke?
A tobacco cigarette.
Sorry, darling. My taste run classic. Compliments to your team tracked me down. Been a price on my head 18 months now. Sterling Malkeet was me, don't mind admitting. Been plenty of snakesters chasing the bounty, too. But I kept the zigging to their zag. How'd you finger me?
I believe Dr. Sobek listed you as an alpha candidate. Priority snatch and grab.
Always suspected she had a little thing for me. Hey, I don't suppose you got real coffee in this place. You know, blood coffee? Conflict cappuccinos?
Mr. Tate, I'm clearing you to proceed. Just go.
We've heard about Sterling Malkeet before.
Yeah.
I forget what that was.
Seems like he was like a hacker or something.
Yeah, data security consultant. Brad Andak.
You previously worked for Faro Automated Systems.
On the Chariot Line self-replication routines. I came here thinking this was a rendition. When your people took me, I thought, about time. I've been trying to swallow the guilt every day since...
Would you like to take a moment?
No, I really hoped Zero Dawn was a way to undo it all. My work. And I'm sorry to say I was ever proud of it, but Ted could really sell a concept, and in the labs, in the light of creation, that first test run, when you saw they understood their own structures, could rebuild themselves from memory and light, there were no limits. God, there were no limits.
Poor Brad.
Saw there's a ladder you go up. Imagine just blasting your way through this place.
Look, let's cut the mystery. You're building a colony ship. It's obvious. And it's not gonna fly. I mean, literally. Remember the Odyssey? That multinational heap of space junk that's been in graveyard orbit since '57? That went nowhere real slow. And you have to get somewhere real fast. Do you have any idea the immensity of the challenge to prep a new colony ship in time?
To be clear, I'm not a worker on the project.
Do you even understand how few people it could save? The whole generation ship concept is not gonna happen. It's the first thing you'd abandon in favor of embryonics. For that kind of storage, we're talking a lot of bulk, a lot of power, a lot of resources. So even if you do it, even if you build it and point it at Sirius X, there's no room for people on that thing, all right?
If you could try to remain calm.
You people are crazy if you think you're getting off this rock. No one's getting off.
Medical.
Aerospace engineering. You mentioned embryonics again. The rest is upstairs, maybe. Oh, there's this room here. I don't want that. Captain Okilo?
I'm sure you now understand the urgency of why we brought you here, Ms. Okilo.
Captain Okilo, are you trying to thank me for not resisting?
I believe we couldn't negotiate a diplomatic solution.
When it came to my country's lithium, it was always a swarm that would be sent to negotiate. Metallurgic International, U.S. Robot Command. The markings changed, but the robots were the same.
You have had considerable experience in human-robot conflict.
Yes, and I've got the prosthetic limbs to show it. Yet I continue to face this horror, even though the challenge was great. Cyber warfare. I thought Zero Dawn would be a Manhattan project to generate the deactivation codes. With the resources I had, I estimated code breaking to be a hopeless endeavor. I was almost looking forward to being proved wrong.
Unfortunately, your estimation was correct.
As your General Harris said. So then, you did not bring me here to commiserate. What is left?
Information warfare specialist.
2 more.
There's another one up. This is a counselor guidelines 1. For debriefing after presentation 1. Candidates must be allowed to ask questions and be given the necessary time to fully absorb the information they have received. It is important to be aware that candidates have just been exposed to triggers for severe mental and emotional trauma. Do not assume silence or outward calmness indicates acceptance. It is essential to stress that all other options for combating the Pharaoh Plague and preserving the continuation of human life have been considered and found unworkable. Communicate this fact calmly but clearly and firmly. Familiarize yourself with data on the catastrophic environmental impact of nuclear engagements versus the swarm. Addendum B1, an unfeasibility of maintaining life in orbital, lunar, or undersea structures. Addenda C1, 2, and 3, so that you can counter candidates' objections in depth. If a candidate asks for time alone to review supplementary information, allow this without hesitation. Be sure to inform security personnel so the candidate can be monitored for attempts at self-harm. Candidate should also be cleared to proceed to presentation 2 if you believe their mental state is sufficiently stable. Note that real-time support will be available via your focus, security, and medical crisis teams are... We got that one, and there's Suicide 1 here. And Suzanne Alpert.
With Suzanne Alpert, environmental scientist. Doctor?
I'm sorry, I wasn't,
Just stating your name. What were you thinking about, Doctor?
Nothing the General said, not really. I was on the Syzygy East Response Team in 2051, just after the second earthquake compromised the reactor. I still dream about it, after all these years. The red zone spreading on the imaging, slowly, so slowly, like a hand opening its fingers.
Your involvement in that event is why you were asked for by name.
Really? That's interesting. Because nothing worked. Nothing could grow there again. It was a catastrophic failure. But the red zone is a blip compared to global-scale biomass reduction. The biosphere and hydrosphere will collapse, render the Earth uninhabitable long before the robots finish us. Enduring victory can't buy time against that. So, you'd better show me what Zero Dawn really is.
Environmental reclamation. So the red zone, they've mentioned that a couple times. Is that like nuclear, like radiation areas?
Yeah, there's something like that.
This looks like it's the last one.
Got too much already.
Alright. With Suve?
There is some mistake. I don't understand why I was brought here. Why would you show me these things? I know that there's already a lot to take in. In the waiting area, I was seated with a Nobel laureate in biophysics and a monk, I think. He spoke neither English nor Mandarin. It is very strange. And General Harris? What was he talking about? The robot swarm, the Pharaoh Plague? I understand it is terrible. But it really cannot be stopped? Why tell us this? There are people in Shanghai, my friends, my family. They have joined Operation Enduring Victory already. It is for nothing? We will all die?
We're going to be able to answer some of these questions.
I just want to know why I am here. It doesn't make sense to me.
You were brought here because of your skill set.
No, that can't be right. I am an art historian. I know Dutch masters, Japanese calligraphy, Gerhard Richter. What does that matter now?
It seems like they're trying to get people with different skill sets so that the Earth will have people with different skill sets, I guess.
Much knowledge.
Yeah, have as much knowledge as they can.
Okay, I think that's it.
Yeah, I think so.
Continue.
I'm nervous.
CD02 data intact. Initiating playback.
Elizabeth Sobek.
You've heard the bad news, and it's all true. The Pharaoh Plague is devouring the biosphere. Life itself will cease to exist. But does that have to be the end? What if we could give life a future? What if we could build a kind of seed from which, on a dead planet, life could blossom anew? This is the aim, the hope, of Project Zero Dawn. To create a super-intelligent, fully automated terraforming system and bring life back from lifelessness. What would such a system require? At its core, it would need a true AI, fully capable of making the trillions of decisions necessary to reconstitute the biosphere. An immortal guardian, devoted to the reflourishing of life. We call it Gaia. Mother Nature as an AI. But that's just the core of the system. She will need to be surrounded and empowered by a comprehensive suite of subordinate functions. Think of them as extensions of Gaia's mind, each dedicated to a specific purpose. Now, these aren't AIs, but make no mistake, each presents an engineering challenge more profound than anything the human species has ever before attempted. Hardware that preserves and then gestates the billions of seeds and embryos from which life will be reborn. The construction of underground facilities to hold it all. And that's just the start. We don't have to build the entire system. The beauty of a fully automated terraforming system is that it can build itself. Now, over the days to come, you'll learn how all these functions, all these pieces that you'll be working on, fit together. How we'll race the clock to execute our harvest initiatives, write the software, build the tech and the facilities. How we'll lock it down and seal it up before the inevitable occurs. But even more important, you'll know how it doesn't end here. How Gaia will generate those deactivation codes General Harris talked about, and build the transmission arrays to broadcast them, shutting down the Pharaoh robots for good. How Gaia will not just build, but imagine any conceivable robot it needs to do its work across centuries. From detoxifying the Earth's ravaged atmosphere and poisoned seas, to the regreening of the Earth from cryopreserved seed stalks, to rewilding the Earth with animal life. And then, when all that is done, how a new generation of human beings, spawned at cradle facilities around the globe, will partake of Apollo, the vast archive of human knowledge and cultural achievement from which they will learn of us, our world. And most important, how not to repeat our mistakes. It's not an impossible dream. It is within our grasp if we work tirelessly and stop at nothing to achieve it. We can't stop life from ending. But if you will help me, help Gaia, we can give it a future. Join me and help make that future real.
The whole Earth destroyed, but then remade?
Yes. by a machine. A machine of creation.
Elizabeth did this. For life. For us. But why Hades then? If it was part of Gaia, how'd it end up in the wreckage of a Pharaoh robot? And why does it want to kill me? And Apollo, the Archive of Knowledge, what happened to that?
I'm as confused as you are. Maybe the answers lie ahead.
Oh my god.
I do have one theory. Do we think Gaia might be the All-Mother?
Could be.
That would make sense how that would take down the Metal Devils like they say. That's the biggest thing I have from that. Is I feel like that might be... I feel like Gaia might be the All-Mother. That would make sense. The robots weren't made by... They weren't made...
No, the machines are Zero Dawn.
Yeah.
Because
But-
I saw that Hephaestus had the cauldron symbol.
Yeah, and they used to say that they were peaceful, but then something made them start getting more and more aggressive.
The corrupted ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all
Well,
the
not even just the corrupted ones, all of them. Because they've said before that they used to not like attack you and
Well,
shit.
it's probably because the people started like hunting the machines and stuff, so Hephaestus needed to start creating machines to start protecting
Yeah.
stuff.
So obviously stuff didn't go as they hoped, but they did replenish the earth, I guess.
Yeah, geez. It's weird how
Yeah.
everything.
How did stuff get
all-
so separated?
All of this was destroyed and shit. And that's why all the corruptors and all this shit they went into hibernation because they consumed everything and then they
Mhm.
just fucked off. But then Gaia came and
Yeah. And she also said that it was working on cracking the codes.
yeah.
So maybe. So is that what's behind the All-Mother door? Are we somehow gonna be like activate them, or did it not actually succeed in doing that? Or did it and people just somehow brought them back, like with Hades or something? I don't know. A lot of questions.
Counselor Guidelines 2.
Okay.
It is vitally important that candidates choose to participate in Project Zero Dawn voluntarily and knowingly without additional coercion and without value judgment on the part of the counselor. Confirms for candidates that they were selected due to their skill sets and accomplishments, emphasize that their dedicated participation in Zero Dawn will increase the project's chances of success, frame participation in Zero Dawn as an opportunity to respond actively in the face of the overwhelming threat. Candidates may question the fairness of their selection, validate such objections as normal, even admirable responses, emphasize the value of candidates' expertise to the future, not just as humanity, but terrestrial life as a whole. Likewise, candidates may balk at the morality of extending their lifespans and those of loved ones beyond 0 day, validate their hesitation, acknowledge that while the reward of Elysium is not fair, it will be earned, if possible, redirect their ethical misgivings towards greater commitments to the Project Elysium. The candidates challenge the plausibility of Project Zero Dawn, permit them to review Dr. Sobek's presentation as many times as they wish, and allow access to supplemental articles GO1 through P20, allow them to suspend the interview to fully process this documentation. So I wonder if you decide to be a part of Project Zero Dawn, then your likeness or whatever is incorporated into the genes
Yeah, I think so.
and then put inside the cradle or whatever.
Yeah.
Significant minority of candidates will elect for medical euthanasia. It is important to receive this decision kindly and without judgment. Advise them of the 48-hour waiting period during which counselors will be available to discuss their decision. Emphasize that euthanasia will not occur without repeated consent when the procedure is scheduled to take place. No one will be euthanized against her or his will. Candidates who elect indefinite detention must be informed that they have 48 hours to reverse the decision, after which the decision.
Okay, so if they say no, they imprison them or allow them to kill themselves. Which makes sense, because they can't just go off telling everybody about this, obviously.
Make your selection. You are now in possession of information regarding the true nature and purpose of Project Zero Dawn, classified far above top secret. As such, we regret that you cannot be allowed to leave this facility. There are 3 options available to you at this point. Please consider each carefully. Trained counselors are standing by to assist you in making your choice. Participation. You will be assigned to a sub-project team based on your area of expertise. You should be aware that the way forward will be difficult and the project's outcome is uncertain. You will be expected to work a minimum of 80 hours per week, and your communication with family members will be strictly limited and monitored in real time. Upon successful completion of the project, you and your immediate family, or 2 persons of your choosing, will be transferred to the Elysium sealed habitat to live out the remainder of your natural lives. Indefinite detention. Should you choose to decline participation in Project Zero Dawn, you will be confined indefinitely. You will be given 48 hours to reconsider, after which decision to refuse participation will be considered irrevocable. Every reasonable effort will be made to make your term of confinement as comfortable as possible, but you will not be permitted to contact the outside world, and death within 18 months due to the Pharaoh Plague is inevitable. When the Zero Dawn facility is abandoned, detainees who wish not to opt for medical euthanasia will be released.
Oh shit.
Medical euthanasia. The information you have just received understandably calls into question the purpose of continuing to live. If you would prefer to end your life at this point, pain-free medical euthanasia is available. A 48-hour waiting period is required, during which time you may instead opt for participation or confinement. Please notify a counselor when you are ready to make your choice, or if you have further questions.
Shit.
It's that way, but there's shit over here. So, I don't. Oh, interview with Brad, too.
Of course I'll do it. To be given the opportunity to rebuild what the damage that I don't feel worthy of it, but I will do it, absolutely.
I want to stress that this was never about your culpability.
It is to me. Dr. Sobek, Margot, they were smart to get out of Pharaoh when they did, but not one of us took it as a warning sign. It just told ourselves that we're cut out for the BTRI cabals. That's the better than rapid innovation. A better at competing, better than the next guy, a better killing machine. It's just amazing how a century and a half of science fiction did nothing to swerve our species from the path of doom. I mean, I'm done with that life. I mean, I will work hard, twice as hard, to earn this, for my family to have a place in Elysium. I never thought that there could be atonement.
Poor Brad.
Oh, I remember. There was a point where Tim Farrow was asking whatever. I was asking for like religious figures to come in, so I wonder.
Oh yeah, it might be because of that.
Suzanne Alpert.
If you're still nauseous.
No, the inhibitors have kicked in. I can't feel the back of my tongue. I wish I could tell you I'd believe in this, but the damage is too great, too extensive, too complete. With all respect to Dr. Sobek's work at Miriam, no. No, life doesn't always find a way to keep going. Sometimes it never comes back. Like Syzygy East. Like the Congo. Like Timo. Like us. That's our reward? A buried city full of terminal patients waiting out the clock?
You grow old together, with your loved ones, in safety.
I don't have loved ones. I suppose I could start a family?
I'm afraid not. All inhabitants of Elysium will be medically sterilized. A habitat capable of sustaining a starting base of 2,000 individuals for up to 100 years is a huge challenge, Dr. Alpert. If the population grows instead of diminishes, everyone will be dead inside 30 years.
I knew it. I just couldn't bring myself to say the words.
I'm sorry.
Finish it. Medical euthanasia. I want no part of this. I just want it over.
I see. Protocols require a 48-hour waiting period, after which...
Okay. I wonder if this one will be someone choosing to be jailed.
I bet it will.
Oh, that's weird how, like, there's 2,000 people and you'll all just eventually die. It'd be weird to be like the last person or something. Ron Felder, this was.
Is he to make sure I behave this time?
Security, for your protection. Would you like to discuss how you're feeling?
Sure. I'll tell you. Surprised. No, flabbergasted. Like my old man would say, flabbergasted. That vein pumping in his forehead. I thought you people were just completely underprepared for a spaceflight project. But now I can see it's worse. Much worse. Sobek is a total fantasist, a dangerous fantasist. This kind of blue skying, it's... Jesus. I'm sorry we wasted each other's time. I'm ready to leave now.
I'm afraid that's not possible.
Everything you're talking about here isn't possible.
I recommend you read the documents regarding your options.
I've seen enough. I'm getting out of here. What did you... You don't... Get your hands off me!
Best choice is to just work on it.
Yeah.
Were they saying...
Medical wing inaccessible.
Were they saying that if you chose to be imprisoned, then you'll be let out once the fucking
Yeah, they did say that.
0 day hits and you're just left to fend for yourself?
They did fucking say that. That's terrible.
Okay. I don't know what this is, but we'll leave now.
Oh my gosh. Crazy.
Ooh, something. Stranded shackles!
Nice.
Handcuffs.
Okay, now you just need one more.
Mysterious items valuable only to most curious merchants. Shackles made from an unknown smooth material. Let's go. It's gotta be at the Odyssey place.
Yeah, that would make the most sense.
My exploring paid off. It was like, no, you can't go this way. And I was like, there's something over here. I know that there is.